Alright guys, real quick sort of point of view discussion sort of thing going on here. In my opinion, in order to go to nursing school, you need to witness a medical emergency, and preferably a code. You say, wait a minute, Chris, that's quite aggressive. Exactly. That is the point. When you become a nurse, and that very first time you see a great big old code that goes really bad, and it's full of people that you didn't know even existed in the field that you're in, that first time that you see that overwhelming task is going to make or break you as a nurse. If you cannot handle your very first medical emergency, then you probably need to go ahead and reconsider becoming a nurse. There are many, many things that you're going to see and you're going to do as a nurse. You're going to see people fall out. You're going to see people die. You're going to see people have very large cuts on them from other people or something like that. Burns, disgusting wounds. You're going to see these things. And you say, no, Chris, no. I'm going into mental health, or I'm going into, whatever else it may be. No. Once you become a nurse, you still see these things. Even in nursing homes, you still see these things. How you react to them the very first time you see them should be a very good indicator is, can I do this or should I do this? If you see a code go bad and it tears you up inside and you realize right then and there, this is not for you, that's good. You didn't get very far into it and you understand your limitations already. The first time you see a code go bad or a medical emergency or whatever it may be, and you think, okay, that was terrible to look at, however, I was able to get through it, okay, you've got the right mindset. I'm not saying get pleasure out of watching codes or anything like that. That's a complete different thing. Those are weird individuals. I'm not saying anything like that. How you can handle this. Can you handle this? Do you have the ability, the cognitive ability, the emotional ability to stay stable during time of crisis? Are you able to do these things? If you are, go ahead and move forward. If you're not, I'm sorry. It's going to happen, and you're going to have to deal with this yourself. I believe, this is of course my opinion, I believe you should have to experience this. And maybe it's a little bit aggressive, maybe it's a little bit too much, but I believe that this is something you have to deal with. You have to do yourself. And you need to become that nurse that can or cannot handle a code. I worked with a nurse who was a BSN. And one day we had a patient that literally walked around the entire bed and pooped. Big old cow patty ploppies. All the way around the bed. Like the entire bed. It's like every step there was another ploppy. The nurse then went in there and stepped directly in that ploppy. Now this isn't even a medical emergency. This is just, a bodily function that wasn't in the toilet. That nurse completely lost her stuff. I'll say she was emotionally harmed from that. Yeah, I'll say she was. And I did not see much of her at all after that. She then took a bunch of sick days, a bunch of vacation days. I saw her like maybe once a week, maybe after that. It was not very much at all. I was still a CNA actually at the time. And next thing I knew, that nurse was moving out of our facility and going to, I want to say she went into some sort of case management office job that required you to be a nurse. She could not handle that. She could not handle that individual pooping around the bed. And that was not even a medical emergency. And this individual was a brand new BSN new grad. And she, for whatever reason, could not handle that. These are things you're going to have to prepare yourself for. And I believe that you need to witness these, see these things with your own eyes. I've been a part of doing CPR on people in not a medical setting, and in sporting events. I've done CPR on an individual at a sporting event, and there were people gathered around, and of course I couldn't really pay attention to them at the time. There were people gathered around who were completely losing their minds, and couldn't handle it. And if you see this happen and you realize you can't handle this, it's not for you. I'm not really trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you into something that you really don't need to get into if you cannot handle these events. But that's what I got for you today. I hope I didn't scare you or worry you too much. It really wasn't meant to. I really wasn't meant to scare you or worry you, but just kind of let you know you need to see these things first before you become a nurse, because these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen, and they're going to happen quickly, violently, and you're going to be very unexpected. And you need to know that you can handle it. Because if you cannot handle it, maybe this is not for you. But that's what I got for you today. I hope it helps. Thank you much.